Hello everyone, welcome to Get My Econ. Today we will discuss central problems. Every economy faces the following three central problems. These problems are offshoots of the basic problems of resource allocation. First, what goods and services should be produced and in what quantities? Second है how should production be carried out? Third, for whom should production be carried out? So first, what goods and services should be produced? Means what to produce. It is well known that resources are limited, scarce compared to human needs. We cannot produce all the goods we desire in sufficient quantities. The allocation of resources and the resulting choice problem requires us to decide which goods and services to produce and which not to produce. Two things must be decided. First, First, a decision must be made as to which goods and services should be produced. For example, which consumer goods such as sugar, cloth, wheat, and so on should be produced, and which capital goods such as machinery, tractor, and so on. Second है when an economy decides which goods or services to produce, it is also has to decide how much of those goods to produce. It has to decide how much of consumer goods to produce and how much of capital goods to produce. For example, if an economy wants to produce more clothes and wheat within a given period of time with its limited resources, it will have to reduce the production of machines. Second है how should goods to be produced यानी कि how to produce. The second branch of the resource allocation problem is the question of how to produce. The question of how to produce means how to organize production. This problem involves the choice of production technology. Several production technologies can be adopted, such as labor intensive technique and capital intensive technique. First, a labor intensive technique. In this technique, labor is used more than capital, and capital intensive technique. In this technique, capital is used more than labor. An economy must decide which technology to use in which industry so that production can be carried out more efficiently. The more efficient production technique is the one that requires the fewest inputs to produce the same amount of output. In other words, the production should be carried out at the lowest cost. The choice of production technique is in economy will depend on the availability of inputs and their relative prices. Third problem is for whom should be production be done? For whom to produce? The third branch of resource allocation is for whom production should be done. For whom should it be done? Essentially, this is the problem of the distribution of final goods, or in short, it is the problem of the distribution of production. In an economy, the value of production is equal to the value of income. Therefore, the problem of distribution of production implies the problem of distribution of income. Its two main aspects are: the first aspect relates to personal distribution. This refers to how production should be distributed among various individuals and families in society. Another aspect is functional distribution. This is concerned with determining how output should be distributed among the various factors of production. Thank you.